Guys, it's no use putting it off. The best time for an underwear refresh is now. Tommy John underwear is designed for a perfect fit that stays put all day. There's zero chafe thanks to 4 times more stretch than competing brands. And their innovative horizontal quick draw fly is a game changer. With over 30 million pairs sold, there are thousands of men out there more comfortable than you. Don't settle for less. Go to TommyJohn.com today for 25% off your first order with code COMFORT. That's TommyJohn.com/comfort. Tommy John. Comfort perfected.
Okay, Zach, so last week we watched Muppet Treasure Island.
This week, we're watching The Muppets Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's great. And the connection is Muppets, and get this, it's real shit.
What? What's that mean?
Welcome to Oldie but a Goodie, a podcast where Zach and I watch movies that we've avoided for a very long time and then drag in other people to also watch movies that they've avoided for a very long time. My name is Sandro, my co-host is Zach.
Hello there, my pretties.
No, the witch can get out of here. That's not canon to this movie.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's just Miss Piggy 4 times. Yeah, that's right.
Zach, last week you had the gall to pick a good Muppet movie, and that gave me the connection to do the one that I have not seen because it's bad.
And you literally forced it. You were like, instead of having options to pick for movies, I'm going to literally give you one movie, and this is the only movie that we're doing.
Well, there's many reasons for that, partly because it was the 4th Treasure Island movie you've picked in as many years, but also because as soon as you picked Muppets Treasure Island, I messaged a certain guest, and I said, guest, if we were to do this movie on the podcast, would you finally watch this movie? And my guest said yes, and now Rob Lloyd is here on the podcast.
And I'm regretting my life choices. You know how they say sometimes, you know, even if you get a flavored ice cream that you don't really like, you still eat it because it's ice cream. My adage of going, it's a Muppets thing. So even though it's a crap Muppets thing, it's still the Muppets. It does not hold water with this particular endeavor that we'll be exploring today. Oh my God.
We're talking about The Muppets Wizard of Oz, a TV movie. Was it Disney Channel? I don't even know what channel it was. It was some TV channel. Maybe it was ABC. I don't know, but
I think it was ABC. I think it was ABC affiliate with Disney.
I was going to say Nickelodeon. It had that kind of vibe.
Did feel like a Nickelodeon movie. That's very true, actually. Yeah. Oh, so obviously Zach and I, we did Muppet Treasure Island last week. So if you want to hear our thoughts on the Muppets, go and listen to that. But Rob, you are one of the biggest fans of the Muppets that I know. What's your history with the franchise, and why have you not watched this one before?
I can't remember a time where I didn't have the Muppets in my life. I was raised on Sesame Street. I was raised on The Muppet Show. The Muppet movie is still one of my top 10 movies of all time. It's the music of the Muppets, the puppeteers and performers behind it all have become idols and inspirations for me, and I try and live my life according to what Jim Henson and all his wonderful band of performers tried to put out in the world, make the world a little bit better than it was before. So it's been a massive part of my life, and all of his other stuff from Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, his work on television with The Storyteller, both the one with John Hurt and the Greek Myths with Michael Gambon. All that stuff has really shaped me. But with this in particular, this is sort of like the end of an era that was started really with Muppets Christmas Carol, with the renaissance, well, not really renaissance, sort of like reboot, really, of the Muppets franchise after this sad loss of Jim Henson and Richard Hunt. So this was their first major production, Muppets Christmas Carol, with new Muppets performers taking over certain roles and adjusting old audiences to the new performers, and also getting in new crowds. So for a lot of people, this was the generation after me was sort of like this was their first endeavor into the Muppets. So from Muppets Christmas Carol, they then went on to Muppets Treasure Island. And the final, in between that, was the really hideously underrated, but actually really good Muppets from Space, which is,
I do love that one. I love that one a lot. Aside from the Rob Schneider cameo, that can fuck off.
Hey, look. Well, we have an unwanted, awkward cameo in this as well. So it's not a Muppets, badly dated.
Unwanted.
He was even, calling out Paul Dano back then. Weird. No. It wouldn't be a Muppets project without an awkward cameo that doesn't age well. So this seems to be the tail end of this era of them doing literary adaptions, which they did a little bit in the Muppet Show and stuff like that. They did a whole episode as a film noir. They did a whole episode as Robin Hood. They did a whole Pirates episode where Glenda Jackson took over. But it shifted. It's off the big screen now. It's on television. The budget has been lowered. And it's been brought up a lot in conversation, especially recently with the new Muppet Show that's just been rebooted with Seth Rogen in charge with Sabrina Carpenter. Everyone's been going, the Muppets have been trying for decades to connect with what's happening in the modern time. So there's modern references, modern things like, the Muppet TV show a couple of years ago was done in the style of The Office, which was huge at the time.
That was a fun one.
They did Muppets Now to be like conference calls, god-awful.
It's like a TikTok. It was just like the Muppets on TikTok. That was the whole show. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was meant to be short little bits for online, but they shifted direction and put it as a series. And so this is the prime example with Muppets Wizard of Oz from 2005. It's hideously dated. The jokes are really old. There's no energy or life or connection to who these characters are meant to be. It comes across as really cheap, and it's sadly the last direct involvement of the Jim Henson family and the Jim Henson estate with a Muppets property before it was completely taken over. This was a co-Disney production. But after that, Disney just took the reins completely, and it's a sad end of the Henson connection to the Muppets. What a disaster! And I've put it off for 20 years because people have told me it's bad, and they're going, well, I'm not sure if I want to put myself through this. But when Sandro Felcher calls, you put yourself through this.
Absolutely. So it's Sandro's fault specifically that you have had to suffer through this, because he's the one who picked the movie, right?
It's true.
I would like to point out that I had no involvement in picking this movie.
He made me sit through crackers. So...
Still not over that. 6 years later.
6 years later, I'm not over that. And they're going, all this cast are amazing, but what am I watching?
What is
Christine
this?
Baranski.
I can't claim to know if I was involved with making you watch Crackers. I may or may not have been involved with that one, but I can tell you it wasn't my fault you watched this one. However, I did line us up with Muppet movies, so
that's true.
It's possible.
Well, but I lined us up with the Feebles, so really who started this train? To be honest. But Zach, had you heard of this one before? Because I feel like only really diehard Muppet fans know about this movie and know not to watch this movie.
I've never heard of this one in my fucking life. I had no idea that this movie fucking existed before. I had no knowledge. I'm not a diehard Muppets fan like Rob, I think, though, I watched the Muppets growing up as, the Muppet Show. I had them on videotape at grandma's, and that slapped, and of course
on your grandma Adams.
Yeah. Oh, she slaps.
It's true.
I have watched a few of the movies.
Yes.
I've enjoyed Muppets. I like Kermit. I like Gonzo's fetish for chickens. I like Miss Piggy being a violent psychopath. All of my favorites.
Yes.
Fuzzy Bear having jokes that are demonstrably unfunny. It's classic Muppets. And so I was excited going into this film. For another Muppet movie, I had watched Muppet Treasure Island, which is weird to me. Every time I think of it, I think it should be called The Muppets Treasure Island. But it's Muppets Treasure Island, but this one is called The Muppets Wizard of Oz. I don't know why they name things. Yeah.
The naming convention's all over the shop with these ones.
But that was good. So I was like, I'm going to jump into this, and it is probably good. It's the Muppets. It'll be good. They have like a default standard. There's no way they can go lower than that, right? Like, sure, it might be a bad Muppets movie, but it's still a Muppets movie, right? And then the opening hit, and I went, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll do non-spoilers and then spoilers, but it seems like Zach's on the same page.
I didn't realize the year this came out till the immediate opening, and then I went, oh, it's around this time that this movie came out. It's around this year. It
opens as a mockumentary music video with the title of the artist in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going, oh, this is dated.
Can something feel 2000s? Like, can something feel it? Because it's like aggressively 2000s at the start. It hurts how 2000s was. I thought it was like 2001, 2002, but obviously 2005. But like, I got that vibe like immediately as it started, and I went, "Oh, this is going to be a bit rough, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Turns out I was right. It was a bit rough.
It was a bit rough. This movie gave me a headache that I didn't recover for about 4 hours after the movie finished.
Wow, it did psychic damage to you.
It did.
Wow.
It did. I don't know what it was. It was just something about, I mean, the sound was bad, but also it was just something about the constant noise that was happening at a certain point. Also, like you say, this does feel like a 2000s movie, but it also felt like a 90s movie with the CGI that was in some moments as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's a bold use of the word CGI. I think that's an insult to anything CGI.
That's true.
But, I think the Muppets exist this is something I've been going through in my head. Where is the best place to pitch the Muppets? For me, there's an element of old-fashionedness about them.
Yes.
But there's also a timelessness about them. So you have to put them in a world or a universe where that can exist. So you can have people from modern times or the past or, different genres, but if you try to keep it modern, and I do that in inverted commas, it immediately dates. So if you look at Christmas Carol, that has aged brilliantly, and it's watched every year because it is so of that, Victorian Dickensian era.
Definitely.
And the 70s Muppet Show is timeless because even though they do a lot of modern songs for the 70s or the early 80s, there is that also element of vaudevillian performing act, and this element of a theatre and backstage in a theatre is timeless. There's been theatres for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
So that stays. And that's why the Sabrina Carpenter reboot was a wonderful tribute, because it didn't try and be, we are so hip. They kept it in this timeless zone and just put a Sabrina Carpenter song in there. And with this, it is so desperate. It is so desperate to be 2005. It is 2005. And as soon as it hit 2006, it felt ancient.
Oh, yeah. It did. It's kind of like the Robert Eggers thing. He never wants to make a movie with cars and with iPods. And so when I saw Pepe with a phone in this movie, I went, nope, that's it. I'm tapping out.
There was only one gag that I liked in this whole thing.
Wow.
Only one, and I missed it the first time. Cass was watching it with me, and then she got just as angry and heartbroken as I did. And she laughed really loudly. At one point I went, "What'd I miss?" And you go back and play it again. So there's the moment where Piggy is the Good Witch of the South or something, or whatever. And she arrives at Munchkin Land, and they've killed the Wicked Witch. Dorothy's killed the Wicked Witch. And then they reveal to her, she's very angry, going, "You've killed my sister," because, "Oh, no, it was an accident." "Oh, okay." And she says, "C'est la vie." And then all the Munchkin rats go, "La vie, la vie, la vie."
Yes.
That was funny. That was very funny. So, but that was it. That was an hour and 40 minutes.
Yes.
That's nearly... And apparently there's an extended 2-hour version.
Oh, really? Wow.
I thought we watched the extended version. Well, how about that? There's an even longer one out there.
All right, so we're going to pause the podcast and we're going to watch the extended 2 hours.
Let's watch it again.
Let's go do it. I thought that, like, you know, it's bad, and there's a lot of jokes that don't work. I did laugh a lot at points in them. Maybe it was because jokes were bad. I don't know.
I laughed at a joke that was really bad, but it caught me out, so I laughed very hard, and I felt ashamed for laughing. But I did find it funny, so I have to concede that it did make me laugh.
I think there were a few jokes that did get me. I'll go through them when we go through the plot a bit later on. I've got it all written down, but yeah, there weren't many, but I think it's that classic thing, Zach, that we find when we do bad comedies, which is that if you're doing this many jokes, there's got to be a couple at least that you'll find funny, even if the movie
if you throw
overall.
Shit at a wall, one of them's gonna stick, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, I think another like big thing as well, comparing this specifically to Christmas Carol, Treasure Island, even every other Muppet movie, even the more recent ones, is I don't think that Ashanti, who plays Dorothy, I don't think that she's a bad actor. I like a lot of her music. She's in good things, but she's not acting properly with the Muppets compared to everyone else. Because like the classic thing is that Michael Caine treated the Muppets like they're people, like they're actual actors. That's what Tim Curry as well did in Treasure Island, which I thought was really good. Ashanti in this is treating all the Muppets like they're like pets, like they're like kid actors, and it's well, bad.
It doesn't help that one of them is literally her pet.
Let's get into that.
You set up a bad dynamic with that, but also I knew the dynamic was going to be there, but I thought it's just a weird, like, I don't know what is happening with that, right? Like,
well, yeah, I mean, it's a common understanding that Michael Caine treated the Muppets like they were just, you know, real people and played it as straight as possible. Tim Curry did the exact same thing, but his performance is at the same energy level as a Muppet.
Yes.
In the 70s and the 80s of the Muppet Show, you can tell the ones where they've just got musical guests, say like Chris Christopherson or Johnny Cash or even Anne Murray or Helen Reddy. Now, some of those people have done acting, like Chris Christopherson. Even Johnny Cash has done some acting, even Helen Reddy. But anyone with just musicians, like even with Dizzy Gillespie, he does hardly any interactions with the Muppets in those episodes. So he does a little bit at the start when they do the 15 seconds to curtain. But with a musician, they cut that down. So they just do their song numbers, and then that's it. And most of the backstage scenes are just with the Muppets. And so it gives a bit of freedom for those performers who are singers but not actors they don't have to be put in that uncomfortable situation. It definitely felt with Ashanti's performance, she didn't have that natural chemistry and how to bring the puppets alive in her mind. She was just looking at them quite blankly and just nodding, and there was no real elevation between. That's what I love about puppets, is I love seeing puppets perform with human characters. That's some of the best interactions.
Definitely.
So that's what Caine did really well. That's what Tim Curry did really well. That's what Sabrina Carpenter did brilliantly.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Ashanti was a bit lacking there. She was not really connecting with them on an emotional level, which you need to.
Yeah. And I think as well, the director has done other Muppet stuff. I quite liked Muppet Haunted Mansion, the special he did a couple of years ago. I thought that was quite good. That's one of the other things that he directed. But I don't think that he knew how to. I think there was probably some miscommunication between the director and particularly Ashanti with this one, because I don't think it's entirely her fault. She did, though, manage to, I guess, redeem the character of Dorothy, because 4 years after this, she played Dorothy on stage in a production of The Wiz, which was apparently very good. So that's cool. Oh, how about that? She came back and she did it again. So
I would love to see her in The Wiz. That's my school production this year as my second job as a teacher. We're doing The Wiz. Incredible musical.
Hell yeah.
The songs slap, as the young people and Zach say.
That's the young kids, and also Zach, you are no longer a young kid anymore.
I do say that.
You've got your Gandalf beard. I can't call you a young man anymore.
What else can we say? The one other spoiler-free thing to touch on would be the music. What the fuck? That's all I got to say about that.
Giacchino. It's Michael Giacchino.
Yeah. It is.
Like, the music's done by Michael Giacchino, who is a legend. This is one of his first things. Like, he reinvented a new soundtrack for the Star Trek movies. Mm-hmm. He did Inside Out. He directed one of my favorite Marvel things of all time. He directed Werewolf by Night.
Yep.
And he most recently did the music and the songs for Muppet Mayhem, which is incredible. Ooh. I'm rewatching it right now.
Yeah. I need to go back to that.
I'm rewatching that to keep the Muppets algorithm clicking over on Disney Plus. Michael Giacchino is incredible, but the music in this is horrible. The songs are so bad.
Yeah.
Anytime they start singing, it's that classic thing of a musical where you go, oh, I don't want to hear another song. But they start to go, oh, no, I don't want my ears to bleed anymore.
I liked the Wicked Witch song, but I don't know if I liked it or if I was just just enthralled by everything that was going on, specifically the dominatrix suit. Is that what you were going to say?
I don't know what I was going to say. It's probably not important anymore. No, like it was so weird. The like Toad Shift. The main like goal that they try to do the 2005 is really messing with like the movie itself, because it's trying to be Wizard of Oz, like tried to be the production in the, what was it, 70s, 60s,
20s,
something?
30s, 40s,
30s. I don't know.
The original one.
The original one.
The originals.
You can see that they leaned more into the novel.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the 39 film, it was the novel. So moments where like you see all the other witches. So you see both good witches, when each of them go in to see the wizard, they see something different. That's in the book.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. And of course, obviously, no
except for Gonzo.
Yes. And of course, not the ruby slippers, the silver slippers.
Yes, that was good to see as well.
Yeah.
And having to wear the glasses around the Emerald City, that's in the book as well.
Oh,
so they lean more into that. So it's quite. I could tell that it's a kind of disconnect for a lot of people because it's so desperately modern. Because they've updated Dorothy. She works in a cafe with Queen Latifah and David Alan Grier's. But then they lean into the book. So there's nothing for people in mainstream audiences to latch onto because they're going, I don't really know the book that well. I only know the film. And then I'm in 2026, so I cannot relate to any of this at all, even though I lived through 2005.
I can as well.
I was in my goddamn 20s. Yeah, I was in my 20s.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's just such a disconnect between the two. And it feels like a disconnect. And it feels like every time they started a new song, it was like something different they were trying and hoping it would work.
Yes.
And it just felt so weird. Like the beginning, and then it's like a tonal shift each time.
Yeah.
It feels like it's tripping over itself.
There also was like not enough songs at the same time as well. Like obviously I don't want more songs because they weren't good, but there were classic moments where I feel like there should be a song, even if they're leaning more into the book. There are still moments and characters that I think should have gotten their own song, and they just don't get anything. Like Kermit doesn't get a song. Like all these characters don't get a song.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the Wiz is a good example that you brought it up. So the Wiz came out in 1974. It's sort of like Black American culture celebration of the Wizard of Oz. It's American, African American culture within a musical. So all the characterizations, the language, the music is, R&B, good R&B, not modern R&B. Motown, funk, all that type of stuff. And it follows the similar structure of the movie, but it creates its own thing. So each character introduction gets a song, and as they go along, instead of we're off to see the wizard, they do Ease On Down the Road, which is a great song that builds with each character joining them on the task.
Yeah.
But with this, they don't follow that format of going, let's have a song for each character, then a song as we go on the journey. It's just like songs put in at random points, so there's not that many. I think only about 4 or 5 in the whole thing. So, and they're trying to push it as well. She becomes a pop star within Oz, and then
that's the problem. That's a problem. They needed to like really commit more, I think.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
Either following the books more directly or to their 2005 vibe, right? Like, we go from this, 2005, what, like, were diners still big in 2005? That's a different question. Anyway, we go from there, and then we go straight to Wizard of Oz, with we've got the rats dancing around and other things, but then also she wants to be a pop star as well, and it's like, but pop star for who? The Wizard of Oz, lad? Is there a pop star scene there? Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? And then And it feels like they're going back and forth between, we want to be really modern, because then we got the Tin Man, and he's plugging into the internet and other things. But it's like, who else is using the internet here? We don't see, if she had walked into like the Wizard of Oz, the Emerald City or whatever, and it's like a bustling city with cars and a pop star scene, right? And the Wizard of Oz is like a producer, for some pop stars or whatever. I feel like that could have worked a little better with their whole vibe, but they just feel like they quarter committed to this bit, and then just, again, threw gobbledygook at the wall and hoped it all kind of worked. And they were like, it doesn't mesh, but it's the Muppets. It's silly, whatever. The kids will get over it.
Yeah,
like we were saying, Christmas Carol is timeless because the humor is played off the characters. There's no real modern references of the time when it came out in the 90s. So it can be watched over and over again, and it just gets better and better with age. It's a timeless bubble, and the comedy works. And that's the incredible writing of Jerry Jewell, who wrote most of the great Muppet stuff. Same with Treasure Island. Treasure Island has its success. It wasn't as big as a mainstream success, but it does have... as a whole product, it's a creative success because, again, that humor stays relatively timeless and within the world and the ridiculousness that comes off the character interaction. But the comedy comes so much, well, the comedy I put in inverted commas, is based so much on the references of that time. So it's so steeped in 2005 modern references and gags and shapes. It's immediately becomes something you can't relate to when you are out of that actual time zone.
Yeah, definitely.
So what I'm hearing is I need to invent time travel and travel back specifically to 2005 to watch this film.
Yes.
To really get the proper experience.
And it was such a success in 2005, you will finally experience the joy of watching...
Everyone watching it on TV, because it's a TV
on
movie,
TV.
right?
Yeah, on TV.
Would be like, this is the greatest Muppet movie of all time.
This is going to last forever.
It was so big. It was the 42nd most watched television program of the week, according to Wikipedia. It's huge. It was massive.
Huge.
Not even of the month or the year, the week.
The week. The week.
Hey.
All right, let's rate it. Oldie or a goodie? Rob, what are you gonna give this?
Such an oldie. It is an ancienty. It's an ancienty.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Can we create anything?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's a fossily.
Yeah.
It's a dinosaur-y.
Yeah.
Ancient fossily dinosaur is Rob rating there.
It's funny
Put that on the...
It's funny you're using dinosaur for this one, but you didn't call the Flintstones an ancient dinosaur movie. I'm just interested that you think...
Because the Flintstones movie had that puppet bird. That prehistoric puppet bird. That saved that movie.
It saved the movie. It did.
Voiced
really
by Dabby Coleman, was it?
Yeah.
Who voiced that?
Oh, I don't remember.
No, it was not Dabby Coleman. It was the guy who did the Carol Burnett show. Come on, people. Someone look it up.
Who did the...
Harvey Korman.
Harvey Korman did single-handedly save that movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Harvey Korman and that brilliant puppet design and puppetry saved that movie. This was not found in the 2005
Yes,
Muppets
if they had brought him in to do a flying monkey or something in this movie, that would have saved this movie. However, they didn't, and I think this is a textbook oldie. Like, this is the kind of like the definition of an oldie. A movie that, like, as we have said, it ages as soon as the year ticks over, like one. It just dies. It keels over immediately. So this is the textbook oldie. This is the oldiest oldie we've done in a long time. And it's funny because, of course, we did Muppet Treasure Island last week.
Yeah.
And it has that timeless Muppet sort of energy that you know you could watch for years to come, and that's what makes it a goodie. But this one, error 404 not found.
Yep.
It's definitely a whiplash of creativity. You guys have been watching Muppets Treasure Island. I've been watching Muppets Mayhem and original Muppet Show episodes. And then to turn that on, you go, is this even the same group of people? But we see them in the shot. There's a shot right at the end. I don't know if you recall. At the end when they're all watching Ashanti in the cafe with Uncle Owen, Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru.
She comes back and she just finds just dead corpses.
But yeah, they've got all the people watching Ashanti on the screen in the cafe, and you can see Dave Goelz, the operator of Gonzo. You can see Steve Whitmire, the operator of Kermit the Frog.
Yep.
And I think you can see Bill Beretta in there as well, who's, of course, Pepe and Johnny Fiamma.
You could. That was an interesting thing. They didn't even hide any of the puppet, the strings, everything was just there, which I'm like, usually they try to hide it a little bit more, but in this one, they don't care.
Didn't have the money to do the CGI clean off.
There's a novelty to the little sticks, right? The sticks for the hands. I think they're iconic, you know?
Yeah.
Seeing the little sticks controlling those.
I like it.
I like them when I see them. I feel like they're part of the character for me, but I think there's a fair criticism. Although I don't mind it when they showed the little puppeteering strings.
No, for sure. I like it as well. I'm giving this an oldie though. This is a bad movie. Yeah. This is bad. There are some good jokes in it. Yeah, I like Rob's rating a lot. That's very apt. It's bad, and I do wish that I had never watched this. But you know, here we are, and really, whose fault is it? I think it's all Walt Disney's fault. I blame him.
Society.
Yes.
Absolutely. If Rob ever turns to the Joker, it was this movie that did it. You know?
This is it.
You want to know how I got these scars? I watched the Muppets Wizard of Oz.
All right. There's no tagline, so we won't do taglines. We'll get into spoilers.
Thank goodness.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
We've got your cravings covered. Now stop in for the flaky Filet-O-Fish, the crispy snack wrap, or large fries for just $2.99. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Well, howdy there, listener. Are you ever watching a superhero movie and you think to yourself, man, I wish this was a superhero film with real themes and depths and characters and stuff? Well, that's what Sandro and Zach talked about over at patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod. That's right, this is an ad for the Patreon where they're reviewing the X-Men movies. They just reviewed Logan, which feels like a real film with themes, and here's a clip. So if you don't know what Logan is, there's this old man, and he's like, "Bird, I'm an old man." And then someone's like, "You've got to take this kid to the Fireflies." Fuck, sorry, that's Last of Us.
What? I was so confused for a second there. So there's this big guy who's really good at fighting. He's like the best guy at fighting, right?
Yep, okay.
And then he's got this young ward that he's got to protect,
Yep,
you know?
yep.
He's got to make sure they're okay. And they're trying to blackmail the fairies by kidnapping one of their officers to get a pile of gold off the Oh shit! I'm thinking of Artemis Fowl.
Thinking of Artemis Fowl.
Shit.
Oh, I can't believe you did that. Well, you can go grab that episode right now over at patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie Pound. You can get ad-free episodes too. Never have to listen to me do an ad ever again where I say I'm Sally McSeller and I'm an American yeehaw. I should put that on a t-shirt. Sell that at patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie Pound. Sign up. Get a t-shirt. You can't, but maybe you will in the future. Get all the X-Men episodes, ad-free episodes, patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie Pound. There's so much more music to go. Yeehaw, I guess. Okay, this is a TV movie, so there's no taglines. So spoilers, spoiler warning, we're going to spoil the movie. And by spoil it, just don't watch this.
Spoiler, the witch dies.
What?
Lol.
Which
Lol.
one?
Multiple.
Two of them.
A lot of them.
Two witches, no wedding.
Only the bad ones. Don't worry, Sandro.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't go looking into any Wizard of Oz lore that might say that some of the witches had personalities that were beyond just bad.
It's non-canon because there's no... I don't care for any of that stuff because the Wizard of Oz is Dorothy's dream, and so Wicked is not canon.
You heard it here first. The Wicked's bad, and...
I guess. Okay, so as Rob mentioned, it opens with a music video by Ashanti. I laughed at the, not at, like, anything in the... Like, this song was fine, but I laughed at in the credits it says Impending Cyclone Records. That's the label she's on. I thought that was kind of funny. But the way that they... So, in the classic Wizard of Oz movie, it's obviously black and white until, you're in the Land of Oz, and then it goes full color, which is really cool. In this one, they film it like it's pitch black, and so it's really overexposed, and like you're on an alien planet. It's blue and bright, and then it looks like a normal movie once you get into Oz. That's how they do that in this one, which was certainly a choice. But yeah, we got Dorothy, who really wants to be a pop star, and she wants to audition for the Muppets, but her aunt Em is like, no, who is Queen Latifah, who again doesn't get a song. What are you doing? And she's like, you can't be famous until you know who you are. So don't go and see the Muppets. But then her uncle's like, go audition with the Muppets. I'm like, what is the... what are we doing here? Just immediately. The fact that she's going to audition with the Muppets for some like Mickey Mouse Club show that they're doing or something. We see it at the end. Well, what is this?
It's kind of like an American Idol type thing, which dates it as well. I know we've got Australian Idol and The Voice back now, even though I don't know why. But that was at the height of its power. So it's sort of like the Muppets are now touring around America looking for people to do their talent show live on TV to make the next star. It's a very odd start because you start with a music video, but that's actually all in Ashanti's head.
Yeah.
So that's her believing that she's in a rock pop star in the future, but it's happening now. And then she wakes up from that daydream and then is in a cafe. So they have to do a lot of reshaping of...
She's a bit of a dreamer.
Yeah. So, and Dorothy is always defined by that, wanting to be out there, away from Kansas and all that type of stuff. Yeah. But a lot of establishment there, and then we get to the audition, which she misses out on, and then there's the guy from Frasier.
I liked. There's one joke where she's standing by herself, and then like a tumbleweed goes past, and then it's revealed that he's like, he's
fanning it.
I thought that was very funny.
Fanning.
I thought that was good. I loved that.
It's trying to make it more dramatic.
And so, she does meet the Muppets. They're in their tour bus or whatever. And she gives Kermit her demo CD, which, again, immediately dates it.
She burnt a CD.
But we get the first joke where I started to question some of the humor that we're going to get in this movie. Where Kermit's like, oh, we didn't find anyone. How hard is it to find an all-American girl? And fucking Rizzo pops out and says, how do the producers of Girls Gone Wild do it? 1, dated for when this movie came out. 2, this is a kid's movie. What are you doing?
Yep.
It's on track for Rizzo, but also like, no. No.
Look, okay. So this is the thing. Okay, the Muppets were never meant to be just for kids.
No.
Sesame Street definitely for kids.
Absolutely.
When Jim Henson started, his puppets were never meant for kids. They started Sam and Friends, his show in the 50s, was made for like college students and grown-ups. It didn't go to air like 10 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night or something.
Yeah.
He then did nothing but commercials for years and did bit parts, little segments on the Ed Sullivan Show. So when during that time in the 60s, he was huge and popular for his Muppets, for being on, more the adults' radar. And so then it wasn't until he was invited by Jan Matz Cooney to do Sesame Street, and he was really reluctant. He said, I don't want to do this because I've been working so hard for everyone thinks puppets are just for kids, and I've worked so hard for my Muppets not to be seen as just that.
Yeah.
But he was so intrigued by the idea, that's why he went on, and then it became that struggle from then on. But the Muppet Show was always meant for families.
Yes.
It was meant to be watched by everyone. So there is some saucy stuff in the Muppet Show, like Rita Morello, her Emmy Award-winning episode, she is very saucy in it. There's Madeline Kahn. There's a lot of how Miss Piggy treats Christopher Reeve. That's more than PG. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
There's a moment where she kisses Elton John on the chest repeatedly. Okay, but definitely with the Disney purchase that shifted to more children's franchise with little hints of adult humor. So, or not even adult humor, grown-up humor, really. So, Christmas Carol has a little bit of it. Treasure Island has a little bit. Muppets from Space certainly does. And, Pepe as a character is a walking, talking innuendo. Yes. But when you get to this, I think the humor is ill-advised, is misjudged. There are some gags in here that is not inappropriate, but it's clunky. It doesn't. It doesn't fit with the rest of the tone. And so you've got a Girls Gone Wild reference. You go, okay, and then you've got a couple of others that stand out. You go, look, I'm all right with the Muppets being both for adults and kids at the same time. Yeah. It's a skill to master that. But for people who just go, oh no, the Muppets are just for kids, I have to sort of like, not really.
I disagree.
Because if it was, I wouldn't be watching them now. Even Sesame Street, there's stuff on Sesame Street I can watch now and go, this is hilarious. Yep. And I'm nearly 50.
Yeah, I think Meet the Feebles was a great kids film and should be
incredible.
Oh boy.
Incredible family-friendly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think there's like a difference between, I think that like, the adult humor in this one is so out of place compared to how they handle it. Yeah, like, the humor on the Muppet Show and all that it's more similar to like a classic sitcom, whereas the humor in this feels like Top Gear. You're like, this isn't what are we doing?
Yeah. I feel like you could have changed it to like, I don't know, Ferrets Gone Wild or something. Make a
sure. Yeah.
Bunny's Gone Wild.
Yeah, like do a little pun or something,
Yeah, definitely.
Like, make the joke slightly more creative so that it's not obvious, but the parents could go, I know what you're talking about. You silly, you little rat, you silly horny rat.
And then the kid could turn and go, what does that mean, Mum and Dad? And they go, we'll tell you when you're older.
Yeah, exactly,
that's it.
If a joke makes the parents laugh and tell their kids that, we'll tell you when you're older, then it's a good joke,
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's a hurricane's going to hit, so they go into the shelter, but she has to go get Toto. Now, Toto in this movie...
First off, let it die. That thing's dead. Bro, go to the kitchen, get a new one. Like, did you see the size of that twister? I'm not running after any shrimp. I'm jumping back in that shelter and be like, sorry, Toto, we're going to replace the goldfish in the morning with a new one.
Yep.
And we'll forget that you ever existed.
He's not a shrimp. He's a king prawn.
Why is Toto as soon as they're like, it's Toto, and then she holds up like this glass thing and there's a king prawn in it? I'm like, no, don't do this. Don't do this.
Yeah. Yep, that's going to be Pepe. All right, here we go. This is how we're doing it.
I don't mind Pepe as a character. I really like him in the Office style sitcom. I think he was really good in that. That's the best thing I think I've ever. Oh, he was good in Haunted Mansion as well. But I think that
I think he's good in Muppets from Space as well.
Oh, true. Yes, that's true. Yeah, because he was kind of like, you had Rizzo, who was the horny rat, and then I think he pushed it a bit too far, so they had to bring in a slightly less horny version of Rizzo, so they made Pepe. But in this movie, he's worse than Rizzo ever was. I don't know what's going on. It's very confusing.
I knew that Toto was going to be a Muppet, right?
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Going in. Like, my first thought would be that it was going to be Ralph, right?
Yep.
Because, he's the dog Muppet, right? I thought that could be funny, because Ralph's a bit of he's more of a jazz kind of guy. He's kind of like
Yeah. Rolf was the first national Muppet.
Yep.
Kermit was the first one really created with Sam and Friends, but they had to create Rolf for the Jimmy Dean show, and that went nationally across the country. So that was the all of America's introduction to the Muppets was Rolf, and so he always has a soft place in all our hearts, especially within the Muppet community.
Yeah, definitely.
But he was Jim Henson's voice, so for quite a while, they didn't have anyone. The main focus was to get Kermit ready, but now it's been shifted. So now the puppeteers who are in charge of the characters, they're grouped the same way as it used to be. So all of the characters that Jim Henson did are now pretty much done by Bill Beretta, who's been there for nearly 30 years. The guy and all of Frank Oz's characters are done by one particular character as well, Peter Linz, I think.
Yep.
And same with all of Richard Hunt's characters, like Scooter, Janice, all that, Waldorf, they're all done. So they've divided the performers now, the characters by the performers, just like how they did back in the golden era.
Yes.
And at this time in 2005, Rolf hadn't been touched. It wasn't until the Muppets until 2011 when it came back with Jason Segel. They gave Bill Beretta the voice, and so his Rolf sounds a little bit like his other character, Bobo the bear.
Yes.
But yeah, that was the first return of Rolf speaking. In about 20 years.
Wow. Okay.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
Rolf would have been perfect as Toto.
Well, I did think it was funny though that they've kind of like ham-fisted the shrimp as the pet. Like that adds a bit of humor to it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
My headcanon is though that that King Prawn is in fact dead, and it's just a random Muppet showed up and it was like,
because at the end he doesn't go back to the real world, and so that was my thoughts was, wait, did the King Prawn just die?
Yeah, that's my canon lore, is that the shrimp is dead.
In the real world, he just died.
The King Prawn is dead.
So does that mean that the Wizard of Oz in this world is like the afterlife? So
well, it's a coma, right?
Yeah, so she recovers from the coma.
Yes.
And no, we lost the prawn.
Actually, no, she doesn't recover from the coma because she does appear in a magical hurricane, and two workers notice that she randomly appeared on a street from a magical hurricane. So actually, I guess Oz is real in this one.
Yeah, but maybe those workers were high.
Okay,
or
yeah,
something. They're connected to the dream world some other way,
We can fit it into whatever reality we want.
Exactly.
But the main problem, I think, with Pepe as Toto in this is that he keeps hitting on Dorothy, which is very fucking weird because, one, how old is Dorothy in this? Question number one. Two, he's her pet, so just the
weird dynamic.
The dynamic, the power dynamics there, not good. Don't know what's going on here. Don't like this.
Yes, agreed. That's what I'm talking about. The humor focused towards grown-ups can be done in a less ham-fisted way, and there's a lot of that in this. It's people not really understanding the Muppets. You know, that's where Jerry Jewell was at his best. He could find a level of understanding the characters as opposed to going, wouldn't it be funny if they just hit on each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, exactly. Anyway, they land in Oz. They've killed the Wicked Witch of the East. I did like how Pepe turns to the camera and says, "Start Dark of the Moon." Start Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd now. Good joke. I enjoyed that one.
This is where you play Dark Side of the Moon, okay? Just finishing to play it down.
See? There you go. Good joke that the adults will get, that the kids will be like, "Dad, what does that mean?" And he'll be like, "I'll show you right now."
I still need to do that. I've never actually done the Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz watch. I don't care, but maybe one day I'll do it.
There's a lesser known one where you can play the last 20 minutes of 2001: A Space Odyssey to the Pink Floyd song Echoes, which is like about 20 minutes long. It's just a musical piece.
Okay.
And it syncs in perfect.
Oh, that sounds sick.
Syncs in perfectly with the last 20 minutes of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Shout out to my dear friend Alexander Jones, who introduced me to that at uni in 1997.
Excellent.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Oh, you got to spread that, because that is good information.
That's a good one.
Spread it around, people. Come on.
Also, she's obviously landed in a world with the Muppets, but she was going to audition for the Muppets, and if this isn't a coma, it doesn't make any sense why she doesn't immediately recognize that it's the Muppets.
If comas makes me spin around in a mini tornado all over Kansas, sign me up. I'll have a coma, thank you.
No, but you could excuse it as like a dream, right?
Yeah.
Because in a dream, you could meet someone and not realize who it is in your dream, right? Like, I've had that dream.
Yeah, totally.
Where I've met someone in the dream, and like, in the dream, I didn't know who they were. I was talking to, but then I wake up and it's like, why was I hanging out with Timothy Chalamet, you know? And just
Why not?
Yeah, well, that's it, you know.
But that's the thing. I think with the 1939 film, because it's so iconic, but they never intended to be anything other than just a one-off film. So they do lean heavily into the fact that it's just a dream. And so much so, when she wakes up, they're in the house. But in the Return to Oz, which Zach may know quite
Very
well,
good
it
movie.
feels like it's a part of his background.
Check it out. We reviewed that about 2 years ago. Go listen to that one. It's a good one.
It's a great movie.
Beautiful. But that is sort of like following on from the book series.
Yes.
So they're rebuilding the house because it did fly away. And when she comes back, she's not just woken up, she's out in the wilderness, so she's been thrown back into that world. So it gives the impression that there's more to come and what has happened before, where the movie The Wizard of Oz is very much, we can create our own reality that she just was sleeping. But within this, all this justification of going, it does make sense, she was just sleeping, and then you go, oh yeah, but this CGI tornado just throws her on the main street. Oh well.
Yeah. So Piggy plays all of the witches, which is very funny. Classic joke, I guess. I don't know. They had a band called the Four Little Pigs, so then they all went their own separate ways. So one of the witches gives Dorothy her dead sister's shoes, says you gotta go see the wizard. So she heads off on the journey. First person she comes across is Kermit as the Scarecrow, which I think was pretty good casting. Kermit as the Scarecrow. He doesn't have any brains. The joke with the crow at the start was kind of funny, where he's like, oh, you haven't seen the movie The Passion, have you?
That's right. They didn't want to finish off the whole title. They'll just call it The Passion.
Yeah. It's funny they showed restraint on that one, you know?
Yeah.
The one thing I did like about his design was like they had sort of like the grainy, Hessian type look to his green skin to make it look like the fabric of a scarecrow. That was quite cute.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the visuals for the main cast look pretty good, because I like Gonzo as well. I think Gonzo looks great.
Really
Gonzo
good.
is the tin thin. Yeah.
I think the visuals, the practical effects in this movie were quite good.
What? In a Muppet movie? That's wild.
I liked all the practical effects. The practical effects.
the realization of the puppet characters within the Oz world was very good. So Kermit's flesh tone was really great. Like you said, Gonzo's realization as Tin Man was really clever, even though it was quite dated. We're on the internet. Fozzie looked very cute with his mane and his tail wagging. Yeah,
I did like that as well. Yeah. I think as well, going back to Kermit, I think Steve Whitmire's performance, it's one of the only things in this movie that I think I really liked. Like, his usual performance as Kermit, for me personally, doesn't always hit. Christmas Carol, moments in Treasure Island, definitely Muppets in Space. I don't feel like his voice is perfect, but in this one, I don't know what it was. I think he really nailed the Kermit voice in this movie in particular, which is a shame that it's this movie where he nails it for me, but, you know.
He definitely picks up from his first couple are a bit tentative. It takes him a while to build up into it, but from Muppets from Space onward, and his work within the Jason Segel film and Muppets Most Wanted is very, very solid. It is, But you can see that with Matt Vogel now. Matt Vogel's been everyone's coming out going, oh, it doesn't sound like Kermit. Who is this guy? And educating people going, Matt Vogel has been within the Muppet world for over 20 years. He's voiced, he was trained up. His mentor was Carol Spinney, for heaven's sake. He understudied Big Bird for about 10 years. He also is the voice of Constantine in Muppets Most Wanted, which is an incredible realization. But it's taken Vogel. Vogel's had it for about 7 years now playing Kermit, and he's only just hitting his straps now with the Muppet Show. So it takes time because unlike Kermit, which was just an enhanced version of Jim Henson's own voice, the two performers taking it have had to change their voice entirely to sound like a character. And like you were saying, Whitmire, his interpretation of Kermit is a bit more sincere.
Yeah, definitely.
And doesn't have that manic edge to him because Kermit originally is quite sassy. Can have, has a bit of panache, stage presence, has a bit of bite to him. He's a bit like Porky Pig, the calm guy who cracks.
Yeah.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
We've got your cravings covered. Now stop in for the flaky Filet-O-Fish, the crispy snack wrap, or large fries for just $2.99. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Because he's the stage manager, so he's like, when shit goes wrong, he's like, get shit to go, and he's like flailing his arms every day. He's going, wah!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when you see the calm character finally break, it's hilarious. And that's what Jim did really well. Steve never really got too much, I think, because he connected Kermit far too much with Jim, and he had so much respect and love for Jim, which is fair enough. If I was working under Jim Henson for over 20 years, I would be treating him almost at a deity level. But yeah, here he does quite well with getting that energy of Kermit right, and his voice sounds really on point.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, he's good. And yeah, we talk about Gonzo, he's good. I did like Fozzie as well, and I like how Fozzie sounds like Piggy as well, because obviously it's the same. It's Eric Jacobson as both of them, carrying on from Frank Oz as both of them. There's moments where Fozzie is like yelling in like a high-pitched tone, and I'm like, that's just Piggy, which I think did take me out of the movie, but it also was like nothing's changed from when it was Frank Oz as both characters, so I like that as well. I thought that was quite cool.
It is Jacobson does do both Piggy and Fozzie, that's right, and he's still doing them to this day.
Oh, there you go.
And he's good. I liked the joke with Fozzie where he's like, because he's the cowardly lion, and he's like, there's so many scary things out there, like the evil savage bunnies, and then we just cut to two evil bunnies looking at the camera, then running off.
They never come back, though. I was like, wait, that was just a one-off joke. It's just these evil bunnies that exist in this world, and they never come back. They're not even in, like, the crowd of people going, yay!
Yeah.
I just wanted more evil bunnies. Yeah. I did like his whole thing of he's a coward, so he's got like stage fright for his comedy. I thought that was a good incorporating the character in. I was like, that makes sense. That's funny. And then that's a little clever. You're trying to be a little clever, and I like it. Gonzo still wants to fuck chickens, so I mean, like, they incorporate his character in, I guess, you know. That's what we were missing from Muppet Treasure Island.
That's true.
Gonzo was a little freak, you know. He was getting stretched out and enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
However, he wasn't trying to bang a chicken. And that's what we were really missing. So I'm glad this movie really incorporated that to a large extent, fortunately, in this film, that he really wanted to fuck a chicken.
That fucking scene, man. What the hell?
Here we are talking about, like, you know, here I'm saying it as well. I'm saying, oh, well, you know, it's a bit more clean humor in Muppet's Christmas Carol. There's the famous line where Rizzo falls through the chimney and he goes, oh, I'd landed on a hot flaming goose. And Gonzo says, you get all the luck.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
There's still sauciness there. There's saucy adult humor, grown-up humor right there.
It. Okay, so they got a bunch of obstacles that they have to get past before they get to the wizard. The first one is the Collider Critics. That was just a scene where you've got the two old guys yelling insults at them while they cross a log.
I'll say a poor interpretation of the critics compared to the Treasure Island, where we had them as the sort of mermaids at the front of the ship.
Yeah, that was fun.
You know,
Oh,
and
that's right.
And they got multiple scenes that they were incorporated because they had the wide shots of the boat, and then you see them, and they're like, "Oh, sucks being stuck here, but better than being stuck in the audience." You know, like, I was hoping that they would show up again, like, in the audience when they're singing the pop star songs, right?
Totally,
and then they could be like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm not down with this modern music stuff. You know, like, they could. But no, this is like their only appearance, right? They only appear here. I was a bit disappointed with that.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And they're done up as trolls, right?
Yes.
They're done up as trolls.
Yeah. Which is like, okay.
They looked fine, but I don't know. And then they go to a 60s nightclub called the Poppy Fields where they get sleepy. But again, they don't do anything. They don't do anything with this scene. It's just there to fill time.
Which is a shame, because I like the idea, right? The idea is good in concept, I think.
Any chance to see the Electric Mayhem, I'm happy.
Yes.
But yeah.
No, definitely. I did laugh at all of the rats in gas masks, though, going in to save them. But just the visuals I thought was good.
That was a moment I did have a good chuckle at. So yes, that was my second.
Oh yeah,
That's fine.
the bit that caught me, the bit that made me laugh because it was so shit, it was funny. Sorry, I forgot it. It was when they meet the lion and they have the stupid, like, "We're All Friends" song.
Oh yeah,
which didn't. I hate that. Because it's like, we're all best friends now. It's like, you just fucking met. Why are we singing a song about friends? I get the idea that it's like, it's for kids, and so they meet someone and now they're best friends for some fucking reason. But it didn't make any sense to me, and it just took me out. But they're singing, it's like, they're singing about how the Tin Man lacks a heart and how he lacks courage. And then fucking Toto chimes in. He's like, "I'm too sexy." And it took me out. It took me out completely. I was just like, this fucking movie, a fucking piece of shit. Where he's just like, "I'm too sexy." Because they mentioned sexy a lot in this film. Yeah. It's very sex-focused. But that one bit caught me out. It just caught me left field, and I laughed. And I felt ashamed.
Yeah.
Because it was so fucking stupid, but it gave me a chuckle, and that's the bit that made me really laugh. So there you go. Anyway, we got out of the Poppy Club, which it's only for like 5 minutes that they're in there because they go in. It's like, oh, there's poppies here. Oh, we're falling asleep. Oh, we gotta leave. You know, and I thought that could have been a bit longer.
Yes,
I don't know. It reminded me of, was it the Percy Jackson
film? The movie, yes, where it's a casino, but they
where they have a casino where it's trapping people for like hundreds of years or whatever, you know, which I liked as a concept.
It's good.
It's like,
aside from the fact that they're kids, why are they entering a casino? It's weird. I don't care for it.
Yeah. Well, luckily, in this nightclub, no kids are entering it. How old is Dorothy?
Unclear.
15?
Anyway.
They rock up to Emerald City, and it looks like it's straight out of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. It looks awful, kind of, to be honest with you.
I would have liked a cyberpunk look.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
You have the Night City where it's got these cars and smog and things are rough down here. Yeah, I feel like that would have been a good contrast to be like back to the real world, back to capitalism.
Well, Zach, what you should do is you should watch the TV show that Rob and I reviewed over a decade ago, Emerald City, the TV show that no one remembers.
Whoa! There you go.
I swear I only saw the first episode.
I think we both only saw the first. I don't even remember watching it, to be honest with you, but I know we reviewed it.
You made me watch all of Class. I remember that.
Yeah, I did. That was bad. That was really awful.
Whew. But yeah, Emerald City was... Oh yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio was in that.
Yeah, I think so.
And Dorothy was like a police officer.
Yeah.
And then she ends up in... Yeah, it's bad. Anyway, we got Dr. Bunsen and Beaker. They're showing off the tech and the glasses and stuff. They have the magical makeover machine with Dorothy enters, and on the surface, it's a cameo for Kelly Osbourne to come out and be like, I look like Kelly Osbourne now, and everyone's like, that's Kelly Osbourne. But if you look below the surface, if you have any media literacy at all, the magical makeup machine turned her white.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
And then they said, no, we like you the way you are.
So I guess it's fine?
No,
I guess it's fine.
Positive.
I don't like. I don't care for this at all.
Wasn't that like super racist all of a sudden?
But then they also say
really
we
fucked
preferred
up.
it when you were doing the Ashanti thing, and I'm like, wait, does that mean that the pop artist Ashanti exists within the world, but she's Dorothy, so there's two people who look like?
Is this a Hannah Montana situation? What's going on?
Exactly.
I hated all of it. I hated all. It didn't make any sense. And then they reference why?
Yeah.
Why is this in the film?
But then they all go to see the wizard. Rob, they all see different things.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I was hoping that Beaker was gonna be the doctor, the doctor behind the machine, right? And so it's the Wizard of Oz, right?
Yeah.
So you have the Wizard of Oz doing his thing, and it's like, you don't look behind the curtain.
We needed our second cameo in this of a celebrity that hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't mind that cameo, to be honest with you. But
But, like, I would have liked
Dear
it.
old Jeffrey
Because
Tambor.
Beaker's going, meh, 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 and then it's going, how dare you put the thing
that's a
back.
good joke. That is a good joke. Yeah.
I thought that could have been good, but of course they had to put a celebrity or something as the fucking wizard.
Yeah.
You know, they have to do that, so we can't have fun. Whatever.
No fun allowed.
Fine. But yeah, we see the different versions of Oz.
Yeah, what did we get, Rob?
We got a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spooky. Scary.
We got some sort of like a troll-like creature.
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe.
That was one of them.
That was one of them, the CGI one, yeah.
We got something just in flames, I believe.
Yeah, it was like a flaming head.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And the fourth one, chicken?
Uh-huh. No, well, kind of. It was a chicken in the end, but first it had to be a giant sexy lady before then...
It was. How could I forget the sexy lady?
It's a
That's
giant
right.
sexy lady, but of course, that's the wrong thing to appear to Gonzo,
Yeah.
because he's not into the ladies, he's into the chicks.
I did forget. I forgot the sexy CGI lady.
And so the sexy CGI lady's like, oh, this isn't working, and morphs themselves into a chicken to appease Gonzo's weird poultry fetish.
Now, when you say a giant sexy lady, we don't mean a human blown up to be giant. No, it's
CGI.
Yep. Entirely CGI, straight out of fucking Final Fantasy or some shit. It looks... What the hell, dude? What? Probably the the second most dated part of this movie. I think there's one.
I was going to say it's the only part that isn't dated. Really, I think if they had released that nowadays, they would be a lot more on board.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a section of the internet that would have been like, yes, I want my giant sexy ladies to turn into a chicken. Right? Like, someone's going to be enjoiing that.
This is someone's awakening. I don't know who, but
no king shaming here. As long as everyone's consenting, that's fine.
I think it's the chickens there that I don't think they can.
If the chicken's doing an affirmative cluck, then all power to it.
All right.
Quote Rob Lloyd. Quote Rob Lloyd.
The views of the guest don't.
He supports it.
Do not tie with that of Oldie but a Goodie.
All right, they got to go on a quest to get the Wicked Witch of the West's eye. It's Piggy again, but she's dressed like a dominatrix.
Yeah. Dude, certainly.
Well, because the idea is that she's a biker, but it doesn't. It looks like something else.
And she's got the magic hat as well.
Yes.
That's what they. I will say heads up. Two of my favorite characters that were created for Muppets Tonight, which was the 90s update of the Muppet Show, which was done in a TV studio. They got Clifford to host it, but that's where we were introduced to Pepe. But also we were introduced to Johnny Fiamma and Sal, his monkey. And Johnny Fiamma's a lounge singer who loves Tony Bennett. He's voiced by Bill Beretta, and his sidekick, or monkey, Sal, is voiced by Brian Henson. And so to have them there was quite nice with all her biker minions for the Wicked Witch of the West. But there was Sal and Sal and Johnny Fiamma were there, and he did his eyebrow rise, and he loved that voice. He sounds a little bit like a lounge singer, a little bit Tony Bennett, a little bit Frank Sinatra. He's always a great character to have in there.
Yeah. The Muppet Show Tonight is actually the one I watched the most as a kid.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to get it night. It's time to something on the Muppet Show Tonight.
I've only watched segments of that one. I like the print stuff.
It was really good.
And stuff like that. I haven't actually watched the show itself. I've mainly just watched the Muppet Show from the 70s.
The Muppets Tonight has an episode with Pierce Brosnan, who's just done GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And it's a whole James Bond themed episode. It is genuinely one of the funniest Muppet television episodes ever. Like, genuine. Like, there's prawns take over the studio, and so for the whole episode, Pierce Brosnan is trying to convince everybody he's not James Bond, but in the end, he has to go all James Bond to save the studio from terrorist prawns.
Oh,
it's awesome.
Okay.
And Johnny Fiamma comes on and sings like a Shirley Bassey style James Bond song about Pierce Brosnan while he's attacking the prawns.
Okay.
It's gold. See, I'd much rather talk about anything other than Muppets Wizard of Oz.
I'm going to have
we need to talk about the biker dominatrix, the Miss Piggy, and they have their song number. What about their song number, Rob?
I didn't mind it. But you didn't ask me, you asked Rob.
I asked Rob, actually.
I think you can tell by the tone of Sandro's voice going higher and higher as he says, I liked it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to be upfront and honest here. I watched this Friday night after a long week of work. I was tired. I was getting more and more depressed and angry as I watched it, and I was fading in and out of sleep. Yeah. I missed big chunks of this, so I woke up and the Wicked Witch was dead. I missed a whole section, and I'm there going, "Oh, did I miss much?" Cass was asleep as well, so I'm going, I guess we're just powering on through.
You didn't miss much. They just sang about how Miss Piggy was bad or sexy or something.
Both?
I don't know.
Both?
Yeah, kind of both, yeah.
Bikers tear up Kermit and
yes,
straw goes everywhere.
Is that a euphemism? Is that what you're saying?
Well, maybe. I was just like, that's traumatizing for anyone young watching this movie.
You know what? Here's the thing. One of the reviews I was reading earlier did actually say that they were fully traumatized by that scene. They were like, that was dark. So yeah, you're not the only one to think that.
I think the only thing that you would have missed was I liked the joke that the witch needs bottled water because tap water kills her. I thought that the fact that she needs specifically bottled water was a kind of modern twist to it. That was fun. Funny. And I also did there's a scene where Fozzie is trying to get the keys to break out of this cell that he's put into, and he starts to do well at stand-up, like, to convince everyone to give him the keys. That was really good as well.
He, like, does a magic trick to like, disappear, and it's they chant, like, we're gullible or something, while he's gone, and then they all look up, and he's disappeared, and they don't go, like, oh no, the prisoner's accepted. They go, like, whoa, he disappeared!
Yeah.
Wow, what a great trick! And I thought that was very funny. I was like, that's a good one. That's a funny one.
Now, Rob, you say you woke up when the Wicked Witch was already defeated. Does that mean that you missed the cameo that everyone knows from the famous the scene I had watched before watching this movie, where Kermit? It's a cutaway joke to Kermit in the writer's room of the Muppets Wizard of Oz, and he's talking with a special someone about how to defeat the Wicked Witch.
I did. I was awake for a little bit to see. There's the Tarantino moment, because he gets like third billing. He gets third billing in this. I think it's Ashanti, Jeffrey Tambor, then Quentin Tarantino. He gets a higher level of credit on this over Queen Latifah and David Alan Grier. So yes, I did see little bits of him being overtly, violently descriptive and Kermit looking shocked.
That's pretty much the whole scene.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that in the end they settle on her kicking Miss Piggy. And it's like, Tarantino once again going for the feet.
Right. That's right. There it is. What the? Why is he? So he was in he was doing a lot of cameos at this time. I like him in the Adam Sandler film Little Nicky, which we did review a couple years ago, Zach.
Yeah.
He's in that. He's
Little
good in
Nicky.
that. Why is he in this, though? It doesn't make any sense why he's in this movie. I don't understand.
Why not, Sandro? Why not?
I don't know. What was he doing? But yeah, he's just like, and then you'll slice up Miss Piggy and the blood will go everywhere, and Kermit's like, that's too inappropriate. He's like, all right, then everyone will morph into sexy anime characters and do this. What?
It was weird.
It was very weird. But what happens is she gets kicked into the bath, and there was hose water in it, and so she melts again. Fucking brutal the way she dies as well, for like a puppet just melting.
Oh yeah, it like her corset shrinks and it like squeezes her to death. And they have like a one scene. They have like a half worm looking Miss Piggy. For that one scene, and I thought that was a very weird puppet they made for the scene. I just liked that they had this weird worm-looking Miss Piggy puppet. It reminded me of Treasure Island. They had like several puppets that were there for like one scene and then not used again for the rest of the film, like the pile of skulls that was singing that never comes back, or the crocodile or whatever. I was like, it must be funny making a Muppets film where they make a specific puppet for like one scene in the film.
Yeah.
And then they never use it again. It's like, what did they do with that puppet later? Did they reuse it for something? Like, is there another scene where they have Miss Piggy, like, turning into a fucking snake or something that they'll use in a later episode of the Muppets or something? Or it's like, is it reused from something else? It's like, I don't know.
Sometimes they kind of repurpose, like give it a different paint job and redesign it a little bit. Other times they keep it just as a reference. Other times they just like tear it apart and build it up and start something new. So there's many options. They're the ones that always fascinate me, the one-off appearances that is just specifically for this film, for this particular scene.
Yeah.
And it has to have the same amount of love and care and detail as it would a character that's going to be in every scene or even come back as a different character.
And so, obviously, if it's a Miss Piggy one, they could probably just detach the head and put it on another Miss Piggy puppet and use that possibly. Yeah. But like, I was just thinking about it. I was like, I wonder if they ever reused that or if it is reused or I just thought it was interesting.
Very interesting. I think it's very interesting too.
Interesting. Yeah. All right, they take Piggy's eye to the wizard, but oh my god, it was a green screen or whatever. I like the scene where Pepe was like, "Don't make me go full cyclone," and then it's just like fucking Zorro music starts playing. I laughed at that. I did laugh at that. I thought that was good. But the wizard is actually just a guy in a tech booth. It's Jeffrey Tambor.
What?
And I liked his cameo, which I feel like I shouldn't have, but I liked it, so...
Yeah, he's very good in Muppets from Space as well. And recent things have come to light about Mr. Tambor, and he has not been working very much since because of certain allegations and behavior. So, yes, there's always bittersweet watching Jeffrey Tambor, who does well performing with the Muppets and really helps bring them to life. But, yes, he's the diplomatic word is he's a troubled individual.
Yes.
I would just say that I wish he was Beaker, and I think that would have been fun.
I agree with you.
And I am violently neutral on his performance.
Everything is better with Beaker.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's true.
I'm just saying, and I think we get the Swedish. Oh no, it's right at the end where the Swedish chef shows up for like 10 seconds.
I think I missed
and then
that.
Moves on.
When does he show up?
It's like when they're awarding out the like gifts that the wizard is giving them.
Yeah.
He brings out the Kellogg cereal, I think, for Kermit's brain.
Was that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was Swedish Chef.
It was Swedish Chef because he goes, and he hands it over, and that's it. Swedish Chef would have also been a funny Wizard of Oz,
definitely.
right? Just behind the scene. Boy, do not look at the chef behind the curtain. Bordy. You know?
Yeah, that would have been great.
That would have been funny.
That would have been great.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. They get Fozzie gets a microphone, Gonzo gets a candy heart, and they're like, "You had it all along," or whatever. And then Dorothy's like, "Go talk to Glinda," and then Glinda's like, "Tap the shoes together and go home," or whatever. That's pretty much like the ending's just like a shrug.
I did like Kermit going. It's like, oh yeah, how was I saying things before if I wasn't thinking? Right? Like it just comes to that realization. I'm like, what a dumb. Stupid. I also like they stuffed him full of Kellogg's or whatever.
Yeah, bran.
That was Give him a brand.
But then I liked the running joke where Ashanti's always like questioning all of the fantasy stuff because Piggy's like, "You just gotta tap your shoes together to go home," and Ashanti's like, "What?" And it's like, "That's a fantasy movie. You had it all along or whatever."
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. So yeah, she goes back to the real world, but likes her family now, and so is like, "I don't want to be famous and leave Kansas," but Queen Latifah's like, "Nah, you should do it anyway. Kermit's been here every day looking for you." And so then she goes and she's on the show, and that's the end of the movie.
Yep.
And then I had a headache for 4 hours. It's just like the movie. I think when you go to the Wicked Witch of the West, from that point onwards, the movie it was already bad, but it goes downhill even more to the point where you're at the end and you're tired, you're defeated, you just want to go for a walk. You want to get out of the house. You want to not be watching anything for a while. It's exhausting at the end.
Yes, it is. It takes away any joy or love that you have for these universe of characters, which is such a shame. And like trying to throw in things like when Glinda shows up, it's the most Piggy of all the Piggy performances. And of course, then Kermit's got a little bit of a crush by looking at her, and then she looks at him, and so all this stuff is a bit ham-fisted, and
ham-fisted,
and the gags are. Yeah, they're just outdated. Like there's always a timeless, old-fashioned run of puns and gags which we love, but they're to say no, I'm not going to say it. I was going to do a kid's line, but I'm not going to do what the young folks say. Yeah, it's embarrassing. I was going to say cringe, but that would have been embarrassing. So the humor is really outdated and really embarrassing in this.
Yeah.
Yo, this film ain't fly, dog.
There's no Riz here.
This film
no
don't have any skibbity Riz. Well, it has
No,
Rizzo.
none of that.
But
it does have Rizzo. Actually, that's a good point.
I'm not even rating this 6 or 7.
Oh, no. There it is again. Every time Rob's on.
6-7.
There it is.
6-7. Woo!
All right, cut to ad.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I ordered the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Score a 2 for $5 deal on a sausage McMuffin with egg and more. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We need to keep kids safe online, but some special interests are sending policymakers in the wrong direction, pushing the so-called App Store Accountability Act, demanding government ID from all users just to download an app, replacing parents' judgment with government mandates. It doesn't even stand up in court. A better bipartisan bill, the Parents Over Platforms Act, would put parents in the driver's seat, empowering parents and businesses to keep kids safe without drowning all of us in red tape. Tell Congress to get it done right and put parents over platforms.
Paid for by ACT, the App Association.
All right. Now, Rob, you've been on the show before.
I have.
You've done your fair share of raving reviews.
I have.
But it's time for something different. Because this week we are doing Ranking Review Rumble.
Oh my god!
I've always wanted to.
I'm sure you have. A somewhat new section on the podcast where I, of course, have gotten reviews from the internet. But this time, I have gone to many different places of the internet.
Oh no.
I have gone to several review sites and grabbed reviews. And this time, instead of guessing the score, which you'll do anyway, the more important thing is that we will be guessing where these are from. So I have gotten a review from Letterboxd.
Right.
Classic. Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
IMDb. Amazon.
Oh no. Like
specifically the review section for the product that is delivered on Amazon.
Okay, yep.
Common Sense Media.
Oh, the parent side, my favorite.
Of course, everyone's favorite.
Yep.
And, of course, I have written a review.
Okay.
And so what we will do is we will go through the reviews.
Is the Letterboxd review my review?
No, it is not your review. Although I was very tempted to put your Letterboxd review in this as a review.
Because I can't make that mistake twice, Zach.
Yeah. yeah, don't worry. Here's the thing, I knew you would be looking out for these tricks, so I can't pull the wool over your eyes a second time.
That's right.
So I had to mix it up. So the idea will be that I will tell you a review, you got to guess the score, and then you've got to assign it one of these review sites.
And once you lock it in, you cannot change it as well. So it's like a blind ranking.
That's the important thing. So you might think, oh, this is clearly an IMDb, but then later on you hear something and go, oh, that was probably the IMDb. Well, I guess I'm going to get two wrong, because then you have to sacrifice one of your other ones to it.
It's like four-dimensional chess. I see how we go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a lot going
Amazon
on here.
will be my pawn.
Yes, absolutely.
AW.
Oh, okay. I was very confused then for a second. I mean, I'm sure you could get it there.
Chess.
But
Mind you, if you do have a Pornhub review of any of this would be...
I should have I didn't think of that. Next to the Common Sense Media would go perfectly. All right. That would really represent the Muppets.
And I think Common Sense Media is the most niche here, so I will say that is the site where parents rate whether or not your kid should be able to watch something. So that's what that site is if you don't know.
There were some boring reviews, but I chose the one that was pretty obviously Common Sense Media.
Okay.
So that one's going to be a little bit of a gimme, I think. So keep an eye out for that one. Keep that one in the pocket, because I think that one's going to be obvious when it shows up.
All right, let's do this.
All right, so I'm going to read you out the first review. I have changed all the usernames so that it is harder for everyone to recognize which site it is from.
Yep.
So, the first review is by John Pertwee.
Ah, yes. I know what you're doing here.
Very good.
Which may be relevant to some people in this call.
Very, very good.
The problem with this movie is that the main lead wasn't taking enough drugs, and that it didn't exploit short people.
Oh, God. No. I hate that review. I hate that review a lot. That's a terrible review, Zach.
Wow.
Because very clearly, it's that people didn't get asbestos poisoning. That's what's wrong with this movie.
Or lead poisoning from the makeup.
Yeah, that's right.
Correct. So, Sandro,
Okay.
you've played this a lot. Where do you think this review is from?
That's too mean to be Rotten Tomatoes. No, sorry. It's too mean to be Letterboxd. I'm going to say it's Rotten Tomatoes. Yes.
Okay, Rotten Tomatoes. Sandro's put down Rotten Tomatoes.
How about you, Rob?
I'll put down Common Sense.
Ooh. Are you sure you want to put down Common Sense Media?
No, I'll put IMDb.
What a great choice. What a great choice. Excellent.
All right.
Oh, what did you guys think they scored this film?
This can't get above a 2, so I'm going to say 2.
2?
Yeah, can I do halves?
Yep.
1.5.
Here's the 0.5s. Close, Rob, but it was actually 2.
Oh.
So Sandro gets that one correct. There you go. All right. Peter Davison says, love any Muppets film. Now got my children watching them. Had heard this movie was the worst Muppet film made. Well, admittedly, it wasn't the best. I thought it was quite enjoyable to watch.
Wow. Who is this person?
Yeah.
Peter Davison.
Oh, yeah, true. Well, I mean, he's got bad opinions on a lot of things, so I think it makes sense that...
That's the most positive thing I've ever heard him say.
More like all Muppets great and small, am I right?
Very weird.
It's a terrible joke. Rob,
Nice.
you go first.
Yeah.
Let's say Amazon.
Oh.
Good choice.
I was also going to say Amazon as well, so lock that in for both of us.
Oh, double Amazon. All right.
And I think that was 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5?
I'll go
Sandro, what do you
4.
That was actually 5 out of 5.
Oh,
5 out of 5.
Okay.
That one. Yeah.
Okay.
Just love the Muppets, I guess.
All right, just a big fan.
William Hartnell. This movie is inappropriate because of the language, the attitude, and the immodest dress in one part of this movie.
What? Oh, Piggy.
Ashanti is dressed a little scantily in some points.
Yeah.
But only in one part of this movie was it immodest.
Probably when her belly button was showing. Oh.
Yes.
That's Common Sense Media, and it's probably a 1.
All right, Common Sense for Sandro. What does Rob think?
I was going to go Zach, but I think I'll go. I'll go.
I'm a bit
sense.
of a prude. That is true.
You are a prude. I will
It's
go
true.
Common Sense as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Common Sense for both the podcasters. What do you think the score is, Rob?
1.
You were both correct. It is 1. You got it both right. Well done.
All right, double points.
Patrick
Troughton.
Troughton. Sorry. Yeah. Wow! This film was bad! It is a disgrace to both the Muppets and the Wizard of Oz!
Rob can go.
I really had to stress that there was exclamation marks over
that's
all
great.
of this.
That's a good review. That's a good performance as well. Good work.
Thank you.
That's got to be Letterboxd, I reckon.
Ooh, you're putting a letterbox. Okay.
I'm going to say IMDb for that one. That one. I don't know why. I just feel like it might fit there.
That's fair enough.
1 again for me.
Ooh, 1 again. Okay.
Yeah, I'd go 1 as well.
You're both correct again. It is 1 out of 5. Well done.
All right,
you guys
cool.
are good at this.
Nice.
Wow. Tom Baker says,
Of course, that's the one you pronounce correctly. Oh.
Yeah, come on. What can I say? I like Tom Baker. The only Tarantino film I have ever and will ever watch.
The only one.
The only one I have or will ever watch.
Okay, I'm gonna say Letterboxd because I feel like it's not. I just feel like if you're admitting to never watching a Tarantino movie, you're probably like a modern, younger film bro. And I think that's where they live is on Letterboxd. So I'm gonna say it's that one.
Okay.
Well, I think you've seen some Tarantino films, Zach. I think you might have had to watch some for this podcast.
I've never... What? Who? Taron what? He makes films?
I'll have to go with Rotten Tomatoes. I think that's one of the few
Yes.
I've got left. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. Oh, and ratings 2.
2?
Yeah.
I'll go 1.5.
That was 5 out of 5, clearly. I don't
Right,
know
of
what
course,
you guys...
yeah.
That might have been
was
yours
very
then,
weird.
actually, thinking about it. Then. 5 out of 5.
Well, I've never seen anything by this Tarantino guy. All I know is he has like a foot fetish or something. Like, that's all I know about that guy. And then our final review for this evening is by Colin Baker, who says, Yellow Brick Roadkill.
That's pretty good. Well, the only site that we have left over is Zach's review, and I think that's a pretty good one to put it on.
Yep, we're both on that one for Zach.
Very good.
And rating-wise, what do you think Zach would give this, Rob?
Anything... Well, I gave it half a star, so if he goes more than that, I don't know how I feel. I'll give him... You better have given it like half a star as well.
Oh, wow. I'm going to say Zach gave it 1.5 stars because he's been a bit silly over there.
So anyway, it's rated 1.5 stars.
Oh, no. I didn't want to get that right.
Here's the thing, though. I didn't actually rate it 1.5 stars because that wasn't my review.
Oh, no.
So let's go back to the top.
All right.
So I'll say you guys got a couple of these right.
Okay.
The first one was the problem with this movie is the main lead wasn't taking enough drugs.
It didn't
exploit short people. Sandro, you said Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
Rob, you said IMDb.
Yep.
I'm quite offended because when I wrote this review, I thought Sandro would know that we know deep lore about.
Right.
I gave it a 2 because it's the Muppets, but maybe I was being a bit generous,
Very generous.
Perhaps I might have been generous,
Yeah.
I like the Muppets. What can I say? I have a soft spot for them.
That's fair. That's fair enough.
I'm so betrayed right now.
That's fair. Look, it wouldn't be a podcast without us betraying Rob's sensibilities.
For sure.
Yeah, but I keep on coming back.
You made him watch this film. I rated this film too highly. Like, it's just like the Flintstones all over again.
It is.
You two are bad for me, but I just keep on coming back.
All right. The next review was a long one about how they love the Muppet films and childhood and some of the rubbish.
Yes,
You both said Amazon for this one.
right.
You were both correct.
Okay.
It was Amazon. You both got that one.
Excellent.
For the product listing of the DVD, you guys got that one right. The next one was, this movie is inappropriate because of the language and the attitude and the immodest dress. You both put down Common Sense Media. It was, in fact, Common Sense Media.
Wow.
So you both got that one.
Good at this.
Rob nearly throwing out his Common Sense Media really early after I specifically told him not to, which was good. I appreciated that.
I do listen to you, Zach.
Yeah. And then we had, wow, this film was bad, and it's disgrace to both the Muppets and the Wizard of Oz. We had one vote for Letterboxd by Rob and one for IMDb. They were both wrong because this was the Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Which means for the next one, the only Tarantino film I have and ever will watch, I believe... Sandro, you put that as rotten, right?
Letterboxd, I think. Rob put it as rotten.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. You put that as Letterboxd, whereas Rob, you did rotten. Unfortunately, that was Letterboxd, so Sandro does get that one correct. Well done.
Wow, okay.
And then, the last one was IMDb. Not my review. Because for IMDb, I just kind of take the titles of the reviews because the reviews are a paragraph long. Yes. So Yellow Brick Roadkill was my favorite title
That's
by
a very
long
good,
shot.
very good title.
It made me laugh out loud, so I chose that one.
Well, there we go. That is the episode, and it looks like the score's here. I actually won that one, so Rob doesn't get to plug his new show, which is a shame.
Oh, what a waste of 2 fucking hours.
Oh, no, but Sandro, you know the rules in this one. You only get half points, right?
Oh, no, you're right.
If you calculate it up.
Rob did win
I did
after
say that
all.
last week. yeah.
Well, Rob, you've...
It's a Wizard of Oz miracle.
Yeah.
Well,
the wicked Sandro is dead.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Rob,
no.
But yes, Rob, you got a brand new show, Comedy Festival. What is it? What's going on?
I do, and thank you for bringing me on for a Wizard of Oz themed show, because our show for the Comedy Festival, me and Innes, is about Sherlock Holmes. That's right.
Oh.
What? We're carrying on our tradition at Innes Lloyd to bring you for Comedy Festival our interpretation of characters from literature. So we've done Dracula, we've done Frankenstein, we've done War of the Worlds, we've done James Bond, we've done Journey to the Center of the Earth. Now we are tackling the greatest detective of all time, Sherlock Holmes. And our show is called under the Holmes Unbound series. This is the first show that we're calling The Lost Casebook of Sherlock Holmes. We're taking 3 adventures that are mentioned within the canon of Sherlock Holmes, but we never see these adventures in published form. We've taken 3 of the titles, and we're creating our own original adventure that we will present live on stage. So we've got Rigoletti of the Clubfoot and his abominable wife. We've got the case of Colonel Warburton's madness, and we've got my favorite one in particular, the giant rat of Sumatra. So we are bringing 3 Sherlock Holmes adventures, 3 original Sherlock Holmes adventures, never presented on stage for the first time. This comedy festival at the Impro Melbourne Theatre. They're in West Melbourne, beautiful space, and we'll be on for a week. That's the second week of the festival, from the 31st of March to the 5th of April, 9 p.m. And all tickets can be purchased from the Innes Lloyd website, innesloyd.com.au. Come along and see us at the Comedy Festival. It'll be anything but elementary.
Oh, I hope it's better than the TV show Watson, which I am still watching.
You're still watching Watson? Oh, you can get ready to watch young Sherlock.
It looks okay, and I'm surprised. It looks not that bad. It's terrible for Sherlock, but it looks like a good show.
I only have one criticism, Rob.
Oh.
Yeah?
It's that everyone knows that Batman is the world's greatest detective. So,
well, that's true. Sherlock Holmes is the best real-life detective.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's fair enough. Okay, I'm glad you could clarify that for me. Thank
Batman
you.
isn't real, sadly, but Sherlock Holmes is most definitely real.
Definitely. I am so excited for this show. It's such a great concept for a Sherlock Holmes show, and I'm very excited. So, links in the episode description. Come along. Also, Rob, you're on all the socials. You're on Letterboxd as well. If you want to read Rob's Letterboxd review of Muppets Wizard of Oz, go check it out.
I know I did.
Yeah, I mistake Letterboxd for IMDb, so I write paragraphs and paragraphs while all the film bros are going one or 2 lines. Or making really clever references to Judy Garland's drug addiction.
Absolutely.
That's a Zach reference. I'm referencing Zach.
One of my favorite references.
I love Zach.
But if you like the show, you can also follow us on everything on the YouTube, subscribe, drop comments, all the usual stuff. We are on patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod, where Zach, we are still doing the X-Men series. Our next episode is a bonus battle between the 2 TV show live-action spin-offs of the X-Men franchise, Legion and The Gifted. Zach, have you started watching them yet?
I have watched 1 episode of Legion.
Yeah, he did it! He started the show!
I watched a single episode. I think it's going to end up being the 2-episode thing, probably.
Okay,
I want to see if I can watch the whole... the first season of each.
Well, Legion's incredible, so I think that you'll have a fun
That's Noah
time.
Hawley, who's now kicking goals with Alien Earth.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
I also highly recommend the X-Men spin-off from the late 90s, Mutant X.
Ooh. I forgot that exists. Exists.
Matt Frewer as the bad guy. They've got Banshee and Emma Frost are sort of like training up the teenagers. You don't see Professor X. You don't see any of the real mutants. And it is bad. It's bad. It is so bad.
Oh, I forgot that. That was the same era as the Birds of Prey TV show. It was just a bad time.
Yeah, it came out just before. Yeah, but Birds of Prey at least like made it through half a season.
Yeah, I think it was about half a season before it got cancelled. I think you see Batman in it as well for like one episode.
You do, but no, Mutant X didn't even make it past the pilot, so they just released it on VHS as a telly movie.
Ah, classic. Oof. We love that. Links to the episode description. Excellent. Wow. Oh, Rob's going away in a hurricane. Oh no!
Oh no! He's being whisked off.
Oh, he
Have
can't...
fun in Kansas, man.
Oh man. Oh,
Don't forget your king prawn.
Are you talking about my penis?
No. Well,
don't you know?
I don't know. Maybe in this movie they were. I don't know. Like, was that a thing? Did I miss that in this movie? Were they talking about penises?
I'm sure there must have been a penis reference in there.
All right, Sandro.
Yo,
it is time to pick what movie we are doing next week. I have chosen 4 movies as options.
Okay, yep.
Oh, sorry, 5 movies as options.
That's a lot. All right, yep.
Yeah. Well, I had to make sure I did a few movies because someone last week only gave us one fucking option because they're a dick. So I was like, I'll get a few options for this week.
Okay.
I'll make sure we get our options back. So you have 5 options.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to give you some categories, some things, our gimmies and stuff. And once again, you're going to rank them.
Okay.
From 1 to 4. So 1 will get a 0.
Yes.
And then it will go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, sure. All right.
I'm probably going to start with the gimmies.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm going to give you the genre. So first up, we have adventure, mystery,
okay,
adventure, musical, and fantasy.
Ooh, all right. These are some very interesting ones.
You messaged me the other day being like, good luck, and I quote, good luck with your connections to things 1. Haha. That is your direct quote.
Is that what I said?
I think you meant to say good luck with your connections to this
That
one.
is what I meant to say. That is what I meant. I said to things 1. Yes. Oh no, and that gave you an idea.
It didn't give me an idea. However, I did come up with an idea that made this the easiest connections I've ever done. They all have the same exact connection.
Wow, okay.
Yes, they all have the exact same connection.
I'm very interested to see what that connection is. Well, okay. Well, in terms of genres, oof.
Yes. So we do have 2 adventures, I think, in this.
Yeah,
yes.
2 adventures. And I think one of them is going to have to get a 0. And I'm going to give the one in the middle the 0.
Ooh.
One in the middle can get the 0.
Bad choice.
Oh, dear. Well, I'm not changing it, so that's
fair.
What we're going to do. I'm going to give the fantasy a 1.
Fantasy a 1. Okay.
Interested in what that one is, but I'm more interested in the other 3. I don't know how I'm going to rate it, though. I do like adventure movies and musical movies, and I do kind of want to do another musical.
Wait, so you're going to give one of the adventures a 2 and one of them a 0?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Yep.
Or a 2 and up. You could give it a 3. You could even give it a 4. That's such a crazy 50-50.
Yeah, I'm going to give the adventure movie a 2. This is the first adventure. Let's go
all right.
3 for musical. And then I love a mystery movie. And we haven't done one in a bit, so give that the 4.
Okay, wow. All right, that's an interesting one. What gimme would you like next? I could do actors.
Yeah.
If you'd like. We have Jim Henson.
Okay, yep.
Brian Bedford.
Brian Bedford. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know if I know who that is. Unless he was in this movie.
Don't Google it.
Okay.
Bob Newhart.
Okay.
You might not recognize them because some of them might be voice actors. Vincent Price.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Vincent Price.
Yep, I like him.
And Carl Sweeson.
I don't know who that is, but
Yep, that's all right. Some of these you might not know for a reason.
I'm gonna... You know what? I did it last time. The one in the middle gets a 0. Mr. Bob. I don't care for you, Bob. Get out of here, Bob Newhart. However you say it.
Okay. Yeah, fair choice.
I'm going to give 1 to Carl. So I feel like that should be there. Jim Henson, I don't really want to do another Muppet type movie, but we haven't done a Muppet movie with Jim Henson in it because the last 2 have been without him. So I'm going to give him 2. We'll go 2 for Jim Henson. Let's go 3 for Brian Bedford. I just get a good vibe from that name. A good vibe.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Good choice.
And then number 4, I mean, he is one of the biggest horror mans. Vincent Price, I'll give the 4 because he is like, I don't know, he's good. I like him in things.
Okay,
we've got
a clear front runner at the moment. Very clear front runner. All right. Would you like the year?
Yeah, let's do years.
And so it's going to become pretty apparent why you might not recognize some of the actors. Because we have 1963.
Oh, a good year.
1973.
Oh, a good year.
1986.
Yep.
1986.
Oh, no.
And 1977.
1977. Oh, that's the year Star Wars came out. That gets a 0. Wait, no,
right,
but it could be Wizards. It could be Wizards because you have put that as an option before.
0
no,
for that
I retract that 0. I'm retracting the 0. Let's give the second last 19... No, actually, it's the running theme. The one in the middle gets a 0. The first 1986 gets a 0. That one gets the 0.
Which one was that one? Oh, it was this one. Oh, okay. All right.
Because it's the one in the middle. I'm going to go... Oh, I really do want it to be Wizards. So I'm not going to... Let's put a 1 on the other 1986.
Okay.
1 on that one. I want to put a 2 on the 73.
2 on the 73.
Yeah,
okay.
2 on 1973, because I really do want 1977 to be Wizards, and so I'm going to give that one the 4, and then 1963 the 3. If it's not the movie Wizards, I'm going to be very disappointed and sad, because I'm running on it being the movie Wizards that I really want to watch.
Yep. It's definitely Wizards. Definitely Wizards.
And if it's Star Wars, then I guess it's Star Wars.
I can tell you for a fact it is neither.
Oh, what have I done? Anyway, let's keep going.
No takesy backsies now. All right. I think that's all the gimmies. That's the 3 gimmies, right?
Okay. Well, let's do a classic gimme, Zach. If these movies were Muppets, which Muppet would they be?
Ooh, okay. This, all right, sure. Ooh, this.
And if you need less options, cut the one with the lowest.
Okay, no, this is all right.
Okay.
So I'll start us off with Kermit.
Okay. Kermit, yeah, a good one,
Then
classic.
I have Rizzo the Rat.
Yeah, all right.
I have Chuck the Lion.
Chuck the Lion? I don't think I know that one.
He's not a very common one. He's just a lion. He's just a puppet of a lion.
Oh, okay. I do remember seeing this in
He's just kind of
Muppets
there,
before.
yeah. He's kind of like a background character, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Scooter.
Oh, yes, a good one.
And Animal.
Okay. Ooh.
Now, some of my choices might not be the best matching for these movies. In fact, most of them are.
That's fine.
But it's what I've chosen.
See, here's the thing. I'm going to give Rizzo the 0 because...
Yep.
Deserved. I like Rizzo and things, but I don't want to give him any points.
I did throw that movie under the bus.
Oh, wow, okay.
Rizzo. Look, by naming it Rizzo, I knew you were gonna give Rizzo a 0, right?
I've got pictures of Chuck the Lion up, and the eyes on that puppet are horrifying. They're like just piercing into my soul, and for that reason, it will get a 1. For that reason,
that's rough.
Chuck the Lion will get a 1.
I was really hoping that movie would be getting more points than it is.
I'm excited to hear what it is. Let's give the 2 to Scooter. I do like Scooter, but compared to Kermit, he's not as great of a Muppet for me personally, so Kermit can get the 3, but the 4 has to go to one of the best Muppet characters of all time, which is Animal. So chuck a 4 on Animal.
Okay, I like that. That was good. That round went well.
Now let's do one last one. These movies have appeared in the Land of Oz. They all want something from the wizard. What do they want from the wizard?
Ooh, that's a great question. All right. I'm going to start us off with a child.
It wants a child.
They want a child. Not to conceive a child. Let me stress. This isn't to conceive a child. This is a child.
I know what the movie is. Yeah, okay, yep. Yep.
This one wants a normal life.
Oh, that's intriguing. I want to know what sort of life it has currently then. Okay.
A normal flight. This one is like a lot of like gems and jewels and riches. Just a lot of money.
A good one. A good one.
Money.
Get that money.
This one wants a clue.
Intriguing.
Yes.
Doesn't have a clue, wants a clue.
Would like a clue. Well, they might have clues already, but you know, another one wouldn't help. That wouldn't hurt, I should say. And the last one is to help their friend.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Help their friend.
Gets a 0. Fuck their friend.
No, that doesn't get a 0. Because I don't want any of these to get a 0. I feel like a child is the weirdest one. That's the weirdest one. Not like wants to conceive, just wants to have a kid.
Just wants.
And I think I know what that movie is. And it's a shame that I'm going to give it a 0 because I do like that movie, but
you're a rat bastard.
That is a weird one. You shouldn't want that. You shouldn't just want to take a kid. No, I don't like that. So I'm going to give that one a 0.
That's fair.
Let's give. Help their friend's good though. I'll give that one a 1. Help their friend can get a 1. It's not super remarkable. A normal life.
Rough for them. They're just trying to help their friend out, and you're like dunking on them.
Yeah. A normal life. Let's give the 2 to a clue because I'm like, if you're a detective, then maybe you should already have one. Maybe you're not very good at it.
Yeah.
You know? You're like a bad... That could actually be a really funny movie, thinking about it. But I'm going to give that one the 2. Let's give Clue the 2. Lots of gems can get the 3. You know, in this capitalist world, I think that is a good thing to ask for the wizard. So give that one the 3.
I mean, it's like a very default. I think that's a lot of a lot of people would say that, you know.
And I think that, you know, it would definitely turn wrong. And so I want to see it turn wrong on them if they're like, I want all the money. And then the wizard's like, you can have the money, but you lose your balls. I don't know. Something like that.
Funnily enough, that would be a pretty punishing thing to do to this movie. So I think that's adequate.
But my number 4, I'm going to give it to a normal life because I want to know what life they have. I'm just very intrigued by it. I'm very intrigued.
That's very funny. Now I'm going to have to do some calculations because I think with that last one, it might have swung the vote so slightly. So I need to do some math.
I'm very excited.
All right. We have a clear winner, Sandro.
Okay.
You have chosen a movie. And I think, you know what? I wouldn't have picked this one, but only because I think all of the options are pretty good. All of the options are actually pretty good here.
Well, I would hope so.
And there's 2 of them I think I would have prioritized before this one.
All right.
Just because, but it is my biases.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to start with the lowest and go up to the highest. So the lowest one with 7 points that I did give Rizzo to. So it kind of took the L on the Rizzo. You did give it a 4 at one stage.
Oh.
But unfortunately, I think Rizzo really shot it in the foot. It was The Rescuers.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. Cute little animated film about mice.
Yeah.
So I gave it Rizzo because there's mice, you know.
Oh, I understand that.
Right? Yeah. Like, you know. Yeah.
Oh, man. I love The Rescuers and the sequel, The Rescuers Down Under. They go to Australia. What are they doing down there?
Whoa!
I
That would have been
movie.
fun, but Sandro hates fun.
It's true,
because
I do.
That is the lowest scoring.
What's the connection? Or will you reveal what the connection is to all of them later?
I will reveal the connection after you try and guess it at the end.
Ooh. Okay. Yep.
The next film was Labyrinth.
Yep.
With 8 points, which you keenly guessed because they wanted a child, which shot it in the foot because you gave it a 0 because of that, which is just the wrong move to do. Incorrect move, I will say.
And that's, Jim Henson's in Labyrinth. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Henson is in Labyrinth.
Okay.
Yes,
I see it. Yeah, cool.
And I, of course, mentioned Jim Henson because we just did a Muppet film.
Yep.
You know, your head would be full of Muppets. And I'm like, yes, you're going to rate that highly, surely. And then kind of did, I guess.
I don't know. I think a whole month of puppet material might be a bit much for our audience who
That's
don't
fair,
want to
that's
listen to
fair.
puppet material for a month.
Luckily, the other options weren't to do with puppets at all.
Okay, what else do we have?
It's, in fact, the next film is the 1973 Robin Hood.
Oh, the sexy one.
The sexy fox one.
Oh, sexy foxes. I literally was just thinking that I was due for a rewatch of that, like, yesterday. So-
Yeah, unfortunately, which you did give a 3 for the riches.
Oh, that's
right?
yeah, of course.
But I did give that one the lion one because I couldn't. There wasn't a fox one. There's a fox Muppet called Jamie Fox, but I'm like, I don't like it. And then I thought of.
I didn't know that there was a Jamie Foxx Muppet.
Apparently, I googled Fox Muppet.
Oh,
and
it's
that's what
Sesame
showed up.
Street. Yeah, Sesame Street. Jamie Foxx meets the Jamie Foxx puppet.
Maybe that would have been better.
That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
And then I thought of Basil Brush.
Oh.
Yeah, and so I got slightly sidetracked on that one.
If you don't know what Basil Brush is, was that Australian or British? I don't know.
That was
It's
also
weird.
the 50-50 with rescuers on an adventure film.
Oh, that makes
By the way,
sense.
you never asked for the second
I didn't.
category of films. It was all family. All of them was family. So I was ready to tell you that it was family, 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 family. However, obviously,
Oh, dear. That's very funny.
that wouldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
All right. The second highest film was Sword in the Stone.
Oh!
The Sword in the Stone, where, of course, King Arthur would really just like a normal life. He doesn't want to be king.
Of course.
He doesn't want to have all these responsibilities.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to wish for a normal life, Sandro.
Life. That's a really good one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you did nearly get that. You gave that 4. But it wasn't quite enough because another film got 2 4s in a row at the start.
Okay.
A family mystery film. One that we're going to be looking around for. Can you guess what sort of
So
family mystery film?
mystery film, the theme here aside from Labyrinth is Disney animation. I might be going out on a limb here.
Okay.
The first movie that comes to mind is The Great Mouse Detective.
And would you think that'd be a good film to watch?
I think that I don't remember it. So I think it would be a good film to watch. Yeah.
Okay. And who do you think acted in that film?
I don't know. Well, I gave a 4 to Vincent Price, so I guess he would be in it, right?
He is in it, because it is The Great Mouse Detective.
Hell yeah.
At 13 points, with Vincent Price as Professor Rattigan.
Ah, yes.
And we are watching The Great Mouse Detective. Now, Sandro, I've told you all the films. Obviously, you've pointed out that Labyrinth doesn't quite work with your Disney film thing here, but they are all sort of in that vibe.
They
as it were.
are.
Can you guess the connection?
So my running theme for Rescuers, Labyrinth, Robin Hood, and then Great Mouse Detective was talking animals.
Yeah,
But
that's
I
interesting.
don't know if Sword in the Stone has... I don't think I've actually ever watched Sword in the Stone, to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
So I
Okay.
don't know if that has talking animals or not.
It could be.
But that would be what my connection would be if there was a talking animal in Sword in the Stone. All of them have that in it. Is it like a family movie? But I feel like we've used that connection, though.
There can't be that then.
Because we've done family animated movies. I mean, you could just do family movies, but I feel like
True.
that's a bit of a cop-out.
Yeah, that would be lame. No, I have a far better connection.
What's your connection?
My connection for this was one that's quite familiar to us. In fact, we just had a guest on. Rob Lloyd, actually, was on the podcast. And for this connection, I was trying to think of something that I could do for this, but then I read a review on Letterboxd
Oh, I know what you've
for
done.
The Muppets Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
By Rob Lloyd. And I had an idea. Because all of these movies have the exact same connection, which they are reviewed on Letterboxd highly by Rob Lloyd. Is the connection for all of these movies.
Well, they can't be reviewed highly because Wizard of Oz is reviewed very lowly, but reviewed on Letterboxd by Rob Lloyd.
Yes,
is a
reviews
very
on
good
Letterboxd by Rob Lloyd
connection.
was the original connection. Yes, quite. Reviewed by Rob Lloyd. In fact, 4 of these were his favorite films in his...
Wow.
4 of these, The Sword of the Stone, Robin Hood, The Great Mouse Detective, and Rescuers, which are all sort of similar vibe.
Okay.
But I added Labyrinth because he also rated that one quite highly, and I wanted to do Labyrinth for a while, so I just put it in there.
How about that? Next week.
So there you go.
I like this. I'm very intrigued to see how this turns out because I do not remember this movie at all. Have you seen it before?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I have not seen The Great Mouse Detective, so I am looking forward to it. And I've seen Robin Hood. I've seen Sword in the Stone. I have not seen The Rescuers.
It's a good one. I like The Rescuers. It's good.
And I've seen Labyrinth. Right. So 3 out of 5 of these I had seen.
Yeah.
And you picked The Great Mouse Detective, which I haven't, which was probably a good thing.
Yeah. I'm very excited.
I love Vincent Price.
I'm very excited to do The Great Mouse Detective next week on the show. And I think that's good as well. We've done Sherlock before, but we've definitely done a lot of Sword in the Stone, Merlin, King Arthur stuff before. So I think this is a good return of something new, but also, no, I'm looking forward to it. Great Mouse Detective.
Well, then,
next week.
Sandro, you need to personally thank Rob Lloyd for his great movie selection.
I will personally thank... What a connection as well. Reviewed on Letterboxd by Rob Lloyd is a very good connection. That's the problem. It's a great connection.
It's a great connection. Unfortunately, Sandro, you can never use that.
Can never use it again. What a shame.
Because I have used it.
What a shame. Well, I'll just have to find some other one. Could I do reviewed on Letterboxd by myself? Oh, that would be mean. Watching something.
I mean, you could.
I don't want to do that.
Absolutely.
I could just pick a random user on Letterboxd and have a look at what they've watched.
We could have thousands of movie choices by just by picking random reviewers on Letterboxd each week.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's always an option.